Once I remember I was watching a really sad story with my friend. They really wanted me to watch it, although I wasn't really the type. It started with a character loving someone else. Okay, that's a red flag, but let's keep going. But that another person, they had a different type and they wouldn't date the character because of it. Red flag number two, let's keep going from that. The main character ended up changing themselves so much into the type that person wanted until they couldn't even recognize themselves. Eventually, they were rejected nonetheless, and they realized they didn't even love that person. This main character ended up hating herself so much because the person she changed herself to be was someone that she saw the worst in. She used to love animals, but her crushes hated them, so she stopped liking animals anymore. Okay, that's a massive red flag, but moving on. This girl, she realized that she didn't love herself anymore because she changed so much for someone else. The idea of not loving yourself because of your own change relates to the idea of self love. I believe if you don't love the person you changed yourself to be, you will never be able to love others. I strongly believe that you need to love yourself to love others. And if you don't like the person you change yourself to be, then you shouldn't be able to hate on others for being someone you don't like. I'm going to start with a very well known example of a classic, amazing movie known as Brave. This story is about a girl named Meredith who tries to please her mother by becoming a suitor for men. She realized that she never actually liked that, and she hated the person her mother forced her to be. This is a very classic Disney movie that I found myself relating to a lot. I never loved the way that I turned out to be. And so this is something that Meredith and I can relate to, although it was never as extreme for me. In the end, she ended up completely changing her ways and turned her mother into a bear. Anyways, her mother realized that this is who Meredith is, and eventually Meredith and her mother's relationship was fixed. Before, when Meredith realized she didn't love herself, she wasn't able to love her mother or her father, and they had an extremely bad relationship together, along with the relationship of her mother pushing her to be someone she doesn't want to be. When Meredith finally realized who she was and decided to change herself to who she wanted to be, she was able to both love her parents and herself, and ended up having a much, much happier life. Next, I'll be talking about a very interesting study that has been shown throughout high schools. The study would go like this. They would take 10 random people from high school and they would ask them on 1 to 10, how much do you like yourself, your own traits, your insecurities, things such as that. This is all consented to. And they found that the person with the lowest scores of self love to themselves also have the highest chances of becoming a bully, a person who takes out their own insecurities on other people. The more you hate yourself, the more insecurities about yourself you have. You could hate the way you look, so you hate on other people for the way they look. You could hate on yourself because you simply don't have enough skills to complete something. So you might hate on the smartest person in the class. And in the end, it's the idea of self love that ends up making you a better person instead of loving others. Now, another study has been connected to the fact that a person who loves others so much that they don't have enough love for themselves is also known as a people pleaser. But in this study, they also have been shown to have some of the highest suicide rates in almost every single country. In conclusion, you have to love yourself before loving other people, or else you'll either become someone who's faking it or someone who takes out their own insecurities on other people. And honestly, I would prefer not to be both. Thank you.